Hi, my name is Andrew Cheka. I'm the financial coach at Providence Federal Credit Union, a full-service banking provider that serves caregivers in the Providence health system. Today we're cooking up a delicious pot of financial wellness. Now there are many recipes for this dish, and which one is best really depends on each individual's needs and tastes. However, there are 3 secret ingredients that are always part of the most mouth-watering financial wellness. Those ingredients are goals, boundaries, and grit. And today we will discuss how you can achieve the perfect blend in a presentation we're calling the 3 secret ingredients for financial wellness. If you've ever read an article, watched a video, or just had a conversation about financial wellness, it's likely that budgeting, maintaining a high credit score, and investing were all discussed. Now, these are all methods for good financial management, and they are critical for financial wellness. However, methods aren't the only thing you need to achieve financial wellness. You also need the right mindset, a growth mindset. Now, a growth mindset is the internal belief that you can and will succeed. It is the openness to try new things, and it is the ability to see failures as part of the growth process and to turn those failures into learning experiences. Experiences that help you to achieve your goals. Now, our secret ingredients help to support a growth mindset, and the first one we'll discuss is goals. For fluffy, flaky, melt-in-your-mouth goals, you'll want to make them SMART. SMART is an acronym, and it stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. Goals should be described in as much depth as possible in order for them to be specific. For example, rather than saying, take a vacation, one might say, take a 2-week European vacation, visiting Gothic castles and enjoying German beers, ending in Athens to experience the Colosseum. A detailed and specific description allows us to paint a picture in our mind, to imagine how success will look and feel. M stands for measurable. Goals should always be measurable. This allows a person to calculate their progress at any time and, more importantly, to know when they've achieved their goal. For financial goals, this is pretty easy since a dollar amount should be attached to each. For example, if the goal is to pay off all credit card debt, we can add up the balances of all the credit cards at any time, and we can use that to measure our progress. A stands for attainable, and attainable goals are generally more achievable than unattainable ones. This one kind of speaks for itself. If you only have $100 left over each month, it's not possible to save $5,000 in 1 year. Now, making your goals relevant feels really obvious, but this one is surprisingly more difficult. That's because we humans are subject to all kinds of influential forces like culture, religion, marketing, and a lot of other ones. Relevant means that these goals need to be relevant to you. It's great if they're also relevant to your parents, teachers, pastors, family, friends, etc. But if they're not relevant to you, then it will be much more difficult to continue going after them year after year. A good example is the common financial goal of owning a home. Now, many people have this goal, but some folks don't want the extra responsibility, and that's okay. A lot of times those folks still feel the pressure, though, to make this a goal, and that might be a mistake for somebody who just isn't interested in it. Finally, goals should be time-based. In other words, they should have a due date. Goals without a due date are just fantasies. There's a reason that your boss is unlikely to say, "I need those reports on my desk someday." The reason is that most people would not be motivated to get them done in a reasonable amount of time. This applies to goals as well. The due date creates a commitment, and the commitment creates a driving force. So, let's say it again. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. SMART goals aren't just for zesty financial wellness either. Anytime you create goals for anything, you should use this secret ingredient. Secret ingredient number 2 is boundaries. In the same way that too much salt can ruin a lovely risotto, too much spending can ruin a financial plan. Setting and observing boundaries for yourself and others is an often overlooked factor, but it's just as critical to financial wellness as creating a budget. Boundaries for yourself are often confused with goals, but they're not the same. For example, a goal might be to save $100 a month for a down payment on a house. A related boundary could be to only spend $50 a month eating out, so that you have the $100. If you do not observe the boundary, you do not make progress towards the goal. In addition to boundaries for yourself, you should set boundaries for your friends and family. Communicating both goals and boundaries in advance is a great way to ensure that friends and family help to support them. They all want to see you succeed. Now, if you define your success for them by describing your goals, you can explain what boundaries you're setting and why. For friends, you might say, I would love to get dinner, but as I mentioned, my primary goal is buying a home next May and I need to finish saving the down payment. Maybe we could do this free event together instead. Look, I know how this sounds. It sounds like I'm saying you can't have any fun, but you can. The key is just that you have fun and achieve your financial goals. So that means setting some boundaries and sticking to them. It means being strong and getting what you want. That's where our third ingredient really shines. It's a strong, acidic flavor that cuts through the rest, and it is called grit. No, not grits, though they are delicious with some butter and cheese, but grit. So, what is grit? According to Angela Duckworth, the author of the book, Grit, it is defined as a combination of passion and perseverance over very long time frames, like years and decades. She states, to be gritty is to keep putting one foot in front of the other. To be gritty is to hold fast to an interesting and purposeful goal. To be gritty is to invest day after week after year in challenging practice. To be gritty is to fall down 7 times and rise 8. For our purposes, the main takeaways here are hold fast and challenging practice. In the same way that a concert pianist practices every day to develop great skill, you need to practice good financial habits to develop financial wellness. In the same way that a long-haul trucker puts on mile after mile to deliver their goods on time, you must follow your spending plan year after year to deliver your goals on time. And as my mother always used to say, doing it requires doing it. The only way to be financially well is to dedicate yourself to being financially well and to practice it every day. So, SMART goals, boundaries, and grit are important parts of a growth mindset, the internal belief that you can and will succeed. Once you've added boundaries and grit to a strong base of goals, you'll be well on your way to a crisp, sweet, juicy, sticky, tender, buttery, succulent bowl of financial wellness to fill your belly for decades. We encourage you to explore healthcare careers at Providence. Visit us at Providence Ready to learn more and listen to caregivers share their rewarding experiences. And if you or a family member work for Providence Health System, then you are eligible to join Providence Federal Credit Union. Go here to discover how our full-service financial institution can serve you and your family.